Hi, my name is Megan, and this is Everything Lit. Welcome back to my channel. Merry Christmas! It's Christmas Day when this goes up, and of course, I'm gonna do a book haul. Now, I don't really get books for Christmas because I buy so many myself, and I have a lot, and it's hard to know what I already have, so that's okay. But I'm gonna bring you a book haul on Christmas Day because that sounds like fun. That sounds original, am I right? It's not. Rapid fire this boy, because let me tell you, I buy on vibes alone. I don't want to know a ton. I will like read the summary, be like, oh, that sounds good, let me buy it, and then I have it, and then I have no idea what it's about, and I read the summary again and be like, oh, that's probably why I bought it, because it sounds good. And if you see a little black tail or a little black ear, that's my boy Vino. He loves to live in the background and bonk his head against crunchy things and crinkly things and make loud noises. All right, these are in no particular order. I've just got a stack of books and I'm ready to go. So I have The Paleontologist by Luc Dumas, and this is about a curator of paleontology. His sister, when they were young, was abducted from a museum, and he has been haunted by guilt for this. This is like horror mystery, maybe paranormal, because it does say he goes to a crumbling museum and there is an ongoing pandemic, so it's during the panini, and he begins hearing and seeing things he can't explain as he tries to find out what happened to his sister. Hold on. Let me take the sticker off. Can you tell why I bought it? The blurb on the front says The Paleontologist is Night at the Museum as reimagined by Michael Crichton and Stephen King. So, horror dinosaurs? Things at the museum coming alive? Okay. In that same trip, I bought Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. This is one of the original vampire stories, and it's edited by Carmen Maria Machado, which is a big deal. So it's got some notes. It's got pictures. Look at that picture. Scandalous. So this is about a female vampire. I believe she preys on women. So this helped inspire Dracula, and I am very excited to read it. And I bought this because An Education in Malice by S.T. Gibson is coming out, and that is supposedly like related to Carmilla or kind of a retelling of this. I bought With Love from Cold World by Alicia Thompson. This involves a tourism attraction in Florida called Cold World and the people who work there, and these two co-workers who get together during the holiday season to save the resort, save the theme park, and I don't know if you can tell, it's romance. They probably fall in love. I don't know. No spoilers. During the Black Friday sale, Barnes & Noble special editions are buy one, get one 50% off. So I bought this beautiful copy of Dracula by Bram Stoker, and it has other stories. So it says, and you can't read that. It says, and other horrors. So it has a couple other stories by Bram Stoker. So I'm interested in that. And it's just a beautiful copy. I love these Barnes & Noble editions. I have a bunch of them. And if you don't know, I read Dracula this year and it was fantastic. And this is about a vampire who preys on young women, and Jonathan Harker, who comes to his house, and the adventures of this group of Englishmen and an American trying to stop Dracula from killing good and pure women. And then I bought Native American Myths and Legends by Richard Erdoes and Alfonso Ortiz. And this is just absolutely beautiful. And I love myths and legends and folk tales of all kinds. So I figured I'd pick this up because I have an Irish treasury of folk tales, and I feel like I have a Greek like dictionary or something, encyclopedia of Greek myths. So I'm just adding to the collection. One of my pre-orders came in that I'm so excited for, and that is One Last Stop, the brand new like special edition. And I actually haven't really investigated this. You can see the edges are sprayed like a light pink. It's got beautiful art of our main characters. Oh, it's pretty under the cover. A time, a place, a person. Oh my god. And on the back, some Converse. This edition is stunning. It's stunning. And I hope, I don't know what I hope. I love everything. I love everything about it. So One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston is a story about a girl named Jane who is on the subway when our main character, well, they're both main characters, but our point of view character, August, moves to New York, meets Jane on the subway, and Jane is there every time August gets on the subway, like almost every time. And they strike up a friendship, they strike up conversation, and August figures out that Jane is actually from the 1970s, and she's been stuck on this subway for who knows how long. It's fantastic. Lesbians, weird time travel, plot stuff, girl detectives, a huge party. I love it. I bought Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura, and this is about two archaeologists who are on an expedition in Mexico to find the remains of an Aztec ancestor to one of the main characters, and they are rivals in their field. They went to grad school together, but as the dig starts up, there are like thieves. The Mexican authorities are bugging them. It sounds very, if you've seen, this is called like an adventure rom-com, and I love that genre. I'm thinking The Mummy. I'm thinking that movie with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock. I'll put it on the screen. Don't remember what it was called, but I liked it, and this sounds so fun. I bought The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, even though I haven't read the other book I own by her, but this involves werewolves, mates, fake, not just fake dating, but fake mating. So also, if you can't tell, they're both doctors, I think. I think one of our main characters is trying to keep their status as an alpha under wraps in order to like not get fired. It sounds very interesting. I'm interested in the world building. I want to see how this is done, how this is going. I bought Do Your Worst by Rosie Danan. Our main female character like tries to help spirits move on and has some sort of supernatural gift, and the male main character is a curse breaker trying to prove that she's not legitimate, and they are both at a Scottish castle to break a curse. I have Dark Air by C.S. Pacat. This is the sequel to Dark Rise. I literally have no idea what these books are about. I think there is royalty involved. I think there are like enemies to lovers kind of thing. All I know is that C.S. Pacat is an auto-buy author for me, and even though I haven't read the first one, I had to buy the second one in hardcover. I bought Betty Bites Back, Tales to Scare the Patriarchy, edited by Mindy McGinnis, Demetria, Lunetta, and Kate Carasis Quinn. And these are short stories that say feminist fiction to frighten the patriarchy. Behind every successful man is a strong woman, but in these stories, she might be about to plant a knife in his spine. So love that. I really love Mindy McGinnis, and the fact that she has her hands on this is very exciting. I bought Chuck Tingle Pounded by the Classics, and these are 7 literary tales of the Tingleverse. Look at that. It looks just like a Penguin edition, and this features, let me tell you the books, The Picture of Dorian Gay, 20,000 Pounds Into My Butt, Happy Birthday Frankenstein, Now Pound My Butt, Happy Birthday Dracula, Now Pound My Butt, I Have No Butt and I Must Pound, The Great Gat's Butt, and The Telltale Butt. Iconic. What can I say other than iconic? I am particularly excited about The Great Gat's Butt. I bought The Do-Over by Lynn Painter, and this is the Barnes & Noble special edition. Look at all the little hearts. It's so cute. And this is about a girl who lives through Valentine's Day. It's a disaster, and she wakes up and the next day it's Valentine's Day again. Yeah, it's a time loop story. My friend from Vampires Read really liked this, recommended it to me, I think on one of my time travel videos. So I am hoping to get to this maybe in February for Valentine's Day. I bought Not Today, Satan, Maybe Tomorrow, poems by Andrew Schaefer. And these are poems. I know nothing else. There are little drawings. And Andrew Schaefer is the author of Feel the Burn, the Bernie Sanders Cozy Mystery, and the Joe Biden Barack Obama Mysteries. So I figured picking up his poems would be a fun time. And there's a cat on the cover, and he has a cat in his author photo. We stan a black cat lover. So I bought this, and maybe this will bring poetry back around for me. I picked up The Wolf Den by Elodie Harper, and this is about a brothel in ancient Greece. Oh, just kidding. It's in Pompeii. We know how that ends, don't we? Oh, so this is the first in a trilogy of novels about the lives of women in ancient Pompeii. Cool. That's all I needed to know. I really want to get more into my historical fiction era. I feel like this was the cozy mystery year, even though I feel like I didn't read that many cozies. This was the cozy mystery celebrity memoir year, I guess. And next year is going to be historical fiction. Let's go. I bought Bi, The Hidden Culture, History, and Science of Bisexuality. And this is by Julia Shaw. This is nonfiction about bisexuality and its history, hidden culture, what it said in the subtitle, and about the bi community. I bought Grief is Love, Living with Loss by Marissa Renee Lee. This was on a list of books about grief, and I read one of them already, and the other one's available at the library, so this is the one I bought. And this is basically about healing after grief and making space for that grief in your life. I bought Out There, Into the Queer New Yonder. This is a book of short stories, and it's edited by Sandra Mitchell. This is the last in a set of a trilogy of queer short stories. One was in the past, one's contemporary, and these are in the future. So these are, I'm thinking sci-fi, / maybe a little fantasy, queer stories. The first one was like historical fiction queer stories. The middle one is modern day queer stories. And now this one. So I have the other two, so I figured I'd round out the set. I bought The Paragon Hotel by Lindsay Faye. This is about a gun moll who arrives in Oregon with a bullet wound, and she's from New York. She stays at this hotel that is an all-black hotel in a Jim Crow city, and it's about the inhabitants who live there, work there. I read one book by Lindsay Faye, and I absolutely loved it, so I have bought a bunch of her books since, but not yet read them. And this is another historical fiction story. I bought Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. I wanted to pick up some of her romances, so I bought it, even though my library has it. What can I say? I feel like I'm going to love every Ashley Winstead book, and I'm starting a collection. This is a romance about two people who dated or had a relationship in grad school. They have like a sordid history, and now she is a successful communications director and he is a politician, and they are forced to work together. Shenanigans happen. I bought The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling. This is a vampire book. They're in high school. I'm not sure any more about that. I just know that I read Isabel Sterling's debut and it was phenomenal, so I had to get her vampire book. I bought Queen of Thieves by B.Z. Marsh, and you'll see in my December wrap-up, but I read a book about Alice Diamond, the head of an all-girl gang in London in the 1920s through 40s, and that one was like at the start of her career, and this one is in the 40s when she is like already the Queen of Thieves. And these were female shoplifters who went into big department stores and would just clear them out. They would take from the counters. Think Sandra Bullock in Ocean's 8. That's what these girls do, but times 10. I bought Didn't See That Coming by Jessie Q. Satanto. This is about a gamer girl who plays online anonymously as a guy to avoid harassment. And she meets another guy online and they start talking and they become friends, but he thinks she's a guy. And people are saying it is a hilarious send up to You've Got Mail. I bought The Arctic Fury by Greer McAllister, another historical fiction, and they sent me a signed version. I just ordered a normal one, I'm pretty sure, but I'm excited that it's signed. That's very cool. I hope I love it. This is about a woman who, her husband and the husband of some other women got lost in an Arctic trek, and she suggests sending all the women to go find him. And then a year later, she's on trial for murder. And we're kind of trying to figure out what happened on that expedition, who is gone. It sounds very tense, like a historical courtroom drama, but also adventure, but also Arctic. I am in my historical fiction era, okay? And it's kind of like going back to your roots, but still. I bought Consort of Fire by Kit Roca. This is about a fantasy world where this city sacrifices people to a dragon and in the forest. And I think they sacrifice two women who are in love, and maybe there's a threesome. Listen, don't ask me. Katie Robert recommended it, said it's one of her favorite books of the year, and if Katie Robert says it, I buy it. I bought The Three Lives of Alex St. Pierre by Natasha Lester. I feel like this is kind of a play on Evelyn Hugo. I'm getting that with the green, the numbers, but this is about a Hollywood glamour girl who was an orphan and was maybe a spy in World War II. It sounds amazing. It sounds interesting. It sounds like it spans a long period of time and this woman's life. I have This Spells Disaster by Kate Robb. This is about a girl who gets dumped and tries to cast a spell to erase him from her memories, but then she wakes up the next morning and actually her whole life is different, and she and her best friend aren't friends. And it's about her he's trying to get over the books. It's about her trying to get back to her old life, get back to her friend, and it is a romance. I have For Never and Always by Helena Greer. This is about two best friends who are now exes, and they have to work together on this inn, and I think to save the inn. And with the scarf and the front, it says they are never, ever, ever getting back together. I feel like this is Taylor Swift inspired, or like Taylor Swift song inspired, and that makes me very excited. I bought Plot Twist by Erin LaRosa. This is about a romance author who went viral because she's never been in love and it's ruining her rep as a romance author. So her landlord, who totally knows social media, he's a former boy band member, decides to help her out, fix her image. And of course it's a romance, so I'm excited. And finally, one of my friends, fantastic, love her, for Christmas she got me The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride, and I've been eyeing this because it was Barnes & Noble's book of the year. I was gonna maybe buy it at some point, but she got it for me, and I think we're gonna try and like buddy read it, so that's exciting. And this is another historical fiction set in 1972. Workers in a town in Pennsylvania find the skeleton. They find a human skeleton, and I think we're following them trying to figure out who it is, like the authorities or historical. And then we're also following like the people in this city and in this neighborhood in maybe in the 1970s, but also in the 1940s, where immigrant Jewish people and African Americans live side by side in this like small town or this neighborhood in a larger town. The body is found near there. I don't really know. I don't really need to know more than that. It's historical fiction. It's got a mystery at its center. It's following many different characters. I will probably read, I'm going to try to read this in January. So that is my Christmas Day book haul. All books I am so excited for. It's so hard to choose what to read next, I say, with this stack about to fall over. So thank you for watching. If you liked this video, you could click that like button. You could subscribe, but really, You can do whatever you want. And I'll see you next time. Actually, next time is tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.